program Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Homes Season 6. On this episode, we have 2 more new entries for the finalists. And before we get to the beautiful homes, let me introduce to you our panel of judges. We have Anuj Gopakumar, Chief Architect of Kumar Group. We also have Sudha, Architect and Interior Designer from Swast. And today on our show, we have 2 new entries. And before I announce the first entry, do you have any guesses? I'm sure you cannot tell it to me. Well, the first home is from Kaloor and the name is Sthiti. So let's have a quick look at this home.
Welcome to Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Home Season 6. Today we are in Kaloor in Ernakulam district and we will be covering this house named Sthiti. So let's go inside and find out more about this house. Sthiti is a contemporary house. As you can see later in our episodes, paving tiles has been used all along the entrance, and then walls has been kept as like walls are used, and then there is a glass wall as well, which has been given shutter also for security reasons. Glass is provided so that ample sunlight can get inside the house, and sit out is mostly like a very simple sit out. It has wood finished tiles is provided, and then double heighted ceiling is there which has pergola on top of it. Then again sunlight and air can easily seep inside the room. Through one of the walls where glass has been provided instead of concrete wall, a small garden has been created so that from the room you get a very good visual of the garden as well. This is a formal living room area. Just when you enter from the foyer, there are 3-4 stairs that leads you to the first layer of this house. As I said earlier, this house has been created on layer basis. Laminated wood has been used for the flooring. For the walls, they have used glass walls has been used, along with sliding doors has been provided, so that there's a very good view outside. A small garden is also created, so when you are sitting over here, you are in a very good relaxing mood. If you slide the door across, then easily air can pass through inside. There are pergolas situated to provide sunlight as well throughout the house. When it's raining also, you get a very good effect, because on both sides of the wall we have very huge glass wall itself has been provided with sliding doors, and then onto them we have Roman blinds, and then for security features shutters has also been used. A very minimal furniture has been used in the room to keep it look more bright and more spacious. From the formal living area, just one step lower on the next level, a small artificial courtyard has been created with pergola on the top to avail sunlight freely inside the house. Bamboo shoots has been used on the border, wooden panels has been used on the flooring part, and then 2 steps down we reach onto this dining hall area. Again, it's a very open space over here because everything is open. There's no wall that restricts the foyer from the dining hall or to the formal living area. So here we have 6-seater dining hall, very elegantly made up. A small TV stand is also provided so that the family can enjoy TV programs when they are having their lunch or dinner. Very beautiful lights has been provided. Apart from that, no artificial fall ceiling has been used for this house. Some designers believe that it's very elegant to keep the kitchen small, smart and simple. That concept has been used over here. You can see a very small kitchen adorns the house. We have a fully functional modular kitchen with Korean top, and then there's one more kitchen provided along with it, which acts as a working kitchen. Three bedrooms has been provided for this house. One is on the lower level, two has been provided on the upper level. This forms the master bedroom. Flooring is kept with laminated wood is used, and then ceiling has been kept very simple. No false ceiling has been done. Walls has been kept very much clean. There's only one or two lights here and there, that's it. And then fan is also provided. Onto one corner we have a small shelf which is used to cluster all the basic amenities, and then on one side we have a bathroom which has again glass doors has been used for the bathroom as it has been used in the kitchen. On one of the walls the wardrobe is integrated inside the wall itself. The best aspect of this room is like we have three windows over here.
Why do you think this home is one of the finalists?
In a setting that's so urban, in a place where the space is very less, spacious home like this, an open, airy, green home like this is anybody's dream. Here we see how beautifully the setting has been utilized and how beautifully the smaller spaces have been merged with each other to create a vast space. How the lack of walls and the lack of it have actually been used to the advantage to create spaces, narrow spaces, but that which travel beyond the site. As you go in the different levels that have been negotiated, the staircases, the simple staircase, the drawing room in a corner in such a way that the two sides are totally open and with windows reaching till the top, have created and the greenery outside, bringing the greenery outside inside the house. This have actually added up to the largeness of the space, even though it is actually quite narrow. Similarly, the smart planning of the kitchen side, the level differences at the living area, the dining rooms, these things have created varied spaces, varied feel for the spaces, but at the same time trying to expand it out, moving one space into the other. Yeah, the coordination of color is also beautifully maintained. There is a style of design has also been maintained throughout the house, with punctuations of ethnic furniture being brought in. Overall, I think the house is very beautiful. I really can't find too many faults with it. It's something that it's a study in modern architecture and interior.
All right, thank you, and over to you, Anuj.
Very contemporary house, very straight lines, lot of class, and you have the little tinge of yellow, not too bright, that yellow has brought a lot of energy into the elevation of the house. Small pockets of landscape because they don't have much space, but that has been elegantly done. And then once you get into the house, you have this lovely living space which is double height glass, bringing in a lot of light. The dining space which is at another level. So the level differences in the house has been very interesting. And then you can see a mezzanine level on the top with a stair going up with a kind of a study area. So all those levels from the living space makes it very interesting. The skylights, they have small skylights which brings in a little bit of landscape while you coming down to the dining area. There's a little bamboo and everything there. So the graffiti they've used on the wall, the kitchen which is connected with the dining. So these spaces, the best thing is it's a very small house. It's hardly a little more than 2,000 odd square foot, but it doesn't feel like a very small house.
All right, thank you so much. And yes, I'm sure you're excited to know who the new entry is. And this beautiful home is from Perunthalmanna, and it's called, like the name suggests, it's called PT Mansion. So let's take a quick look at this home once again.
Hi viewers, welcome to Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Home Season 6. Today we will be exploring a fully contemporary house named PT Mansion in Mangada in Malappuram district. The parking structure is designed in a dome design, and then it has toughened glass for the roof structure, and then as we enter inside, it's like Italian marbles all around. There is also a private entrance on one side of the house. The door structure is a huge structure over here. If you can see, it has tinted glasses and like it's a fusion of tinted glasses and wood. We have two windows on both sides and a double opening door. The door opens into a formal living area, which also gives us a feel of a small courtyard, because on both sides of the ceilings we have pergolas, and then on the floorings we have parts of small tiles. It's not tiles, basically it's Italian marble, but it has been cut into smaller shapes, and artificial grass has been inserted, so it gives us a feel of garden inside the living room, which also enhances the beauty and the natural aspect of the room. And then if we look around the windows, we have huge windows over here, bigger than the door like structure windows, and then a huge wall unit decorates the complete wall area over here. We have a handmade handicraft design over here, and then they have used centralized AC all through the house. Again, it's Italian marble, and the furnishings are lavishly spread across. Master bedroom of anti mansion complements to the structure. As you can see, the master bedroom, how it is set, it's a on the flooring, it's a combination of Italian marble and wooden structure, wooden flooring. And on the roofing side also, the ceilings, you can see they have used false ceilings, which is completely made out of wood. There are wooden structures all around us. A combination of wood and steel is also provided. The windows, as we have seen earlier, are bigger windows, like a full wall area is covered by the windows. Again, a combination of wood and glass. The bed over here is a low lying bed with very good designs around it, and they have lamps over here all around the house. The main thing what I noticed was like they have used handmade lamps all over it. For a house this huge needs a huge dining space area, and that has been accommodated on this part of the house. You can see there's a 12 chair table, a decorated 12 chair table for the dining area, and on top of it we have a handmade lighting system, and then of course air conditioning is centralized all over the house. And for the ceiling part, false ceiling has been provided with infused LED lighting systems. Again, the flooring is Italian marble, and we have a very good crockery wall unit on one side, and a very big glass is also provided. As for the windows, again it's a huge windows, you can see, with blinds is also provided. PT Mansion can easily boast of a fully modern futuristic kitchen. As we see over here, you can see it's a Korean top island kitchen that's provided over here. All around there are close to 2 burners over here, and the flooring they have provided is Lepotra granite. For backsplash, again they have used granite infused with steel rods. It's completely a very futuristic kitchen, and there are 3 doors from here, which one leads to the private dining space, and then one to the foyer area, and one to the back side of the house. So that's it for the kitchen, a very well made kitchen.
Alright Anuj, can we start with you?
This house is a little different from some of the other houses we've seen. It's a pure white flowing, it's kind of like a flowing design with a large landscape space. It's a very different looking elevation. What I like most is the landscape setting, the setting of the house with the nice driveway and the landscape and the multi-level green spaces which is coming in. So that is one feature which attracted me to the exterior of the house, with the lovely gateway and the entrance driveway. The imposing living room and the family living, which is kind of like a sweeping design with lovely woodwork done on the walls. Nice lighting, the indirect lighting and direct lighting provided on the ceiling. So I think interiors is one of the areas which has actually brought this house to the top 10. One thing I liked most about the house is the kitchen. Kitchen is very beautiful, very stylish kitchen. I think I've given a lot of points for that kitchen.
Alright, and Sudha?
It's sitting well in its environment, though of course I would like to see a lot more taller trees, which I hope will be coming soon. They've also kept a gazebo, or certain landscape features have been introduced, and I think the view from the gazebo to the house really helps you appreciate the different shapes and forms that the house has been built. Moving on to the interiors, I felt that the combination of lights and shadows, the play of that is brought in very well. The big dome on the top has a lot of light coming in. There are a lot of pockets of green that they've tried to introduce into the house, because being such a large house, it's easy to forget the outside. It's easy to become boxed in. So instead of doing that, they've got large, huge windows, especially the dining rooms. Like, I didn't see any curtains, but there were windows on all 3 sides, which actually helps to bring in a lot of light and the view to the outside also. The lighting also extensively detailed. Every part of it has been detailed, every inch of it has been looked into. The terracotta mural work that is there, that has been detailed out so much. Contrast between dark areas and light areas. You find white floor in certain areas, which sort of stands out as a brightness. There's a lot of play of lights, colors, darkness, shadows. Everything has come into that. So overall, it's a house that has been extensively detailed, a lot of effort being put in, and quite a bit of the effort has shown up also.
I'm sure with that it's time for us to listen to the valuable tip for the day. As we've been hearing interesting tips from our judges, today we're going to speak about painting once again, and let's start with Sudha.
A new trend that is coming in now, as you might have seen in some of these houses, is the use of stencil work. So this is basically a combination of 2 colors depicting a particular, say, a flower or a pattern or a grid work or something that can be repeated. So companies are bringing out these kind of stencils on which different shades of paints can be applied, by which you get a pattern. So by using these patterns, sometimes we as designers feel that we are being restricted to use that particular kind of pattern. But if we can actually work around the pattern, create an effect around the pattern, I think the pattern will show up very beautifully. There are simple patterns that actually, the beauty of a bare wall is that you can do so many things to it. But once you put a pattern onto it, that is stuck, that's there enough to show what it is. So then further thought into that doesn't happen. So that's where we find it, where we have to be judicious about using patterns.
Then you, Anuj?
This is a new kind of concept where we've been seeing lately, actually having this stenciling on the walls or a pattern being followed on the walls. Earlier it used to be done with wallpaper. Now it's all still done with wallpaper, but there are products now which paint also you can do it. When you're using such concepts in your house, try to restrict the area to very minimum. Not large surfaces. The moment it comes large surface of pattern come on the wall, it definitely tends to overpower with the rest of the interiors of the house. So try to use it in minimum, and also there should be a context for using that pattern. It might be to highlight a certain feature, or it might be to highlight a certain portion of the wall, or you might be planning to make it as a background for some other product which is coming in, or some other feature which is coming in, an artifact which is coming in. So all these things can actually make a decision on what kind of pattern you have to go for. To be on the safe side, even you can actually go for a little a pattern of the same color. You know, the wall base color is the same, and the pattern color can be slightly more darker than the base color, so that you have just an imprint of the pattern on the wall, but still not taking away the effect of the entire, making it too loud and taking away the effect. So these kind of options are there. The paint companies are actually pushing these products very aggressively into the market, saying that this is a new trend, and people just pick it up and put it all over the wall in the full entire bedroom or entire living room. They put this pattern thinking that, wow, this is the new trend. But that is not the case. You have to use it judicially. The product is good, but you have to use it judiciously in the interiors of the house.
Alright, thank you so much, and we are running short of time, and I'm sure you've been enjoying all our episodes, and in the coming episodes we have more interesting homes, and until next episode, this is all of us telling you a goodbye.